guys, it's Godsairsofters, and I'm Freezer. Today I will be reviewing the CYMA CM.032A, which is basically M14 SOCOM. So, Delta, will you please give them some quick facts on the gun while I take this gun?
The gun is based on the seals for SOCOM units. So basically, it's a heavy caliber gun in a small package. It is shorter than the normal M14 by about 3 or 4 inches. They just made the barrel smaller, and it's very nice. It's very accurate. It has a 440 millimeter barrel, and the hop-up unit is pretty good, well designed. Now it does have a full auto option, but the M14s for airsoft weren't designed to have full auto. They're not meant for it. They can do it, and it won't harm it. They just don't get a good rate of fire. I mean, it takes a 9-volt to achieve 700 rounds per minute.
Thank you, Delta 1. Now, here's the M14. It has an inner barrel length of 440 millimeters. It weighs just over 8 pounds and is about 3 feet long. The magazine is anywhere from 400 to about 450, depending on how hard you pack your magazine. So when you get the gun, you have the gun, your high cap magazine, a winding tool for your magazine, de-jamming rod, a really crappy sling which will definitely not hold the weight of this gun under any considerable stress.
Ow, my pride. Again.
A bag of 200 crappy .2 BBs.
That you should just throw away.
A
trickle charger.
Don't even. No. Not mentioning that. And then also we have the battery, which
is a craptastic NiCad battery. I don't like NiCads because you have to discharge them, and if you don't fully discharge them and you recharge it, it'll fry the battery and explode.
1200 milliamps, 8.4 volt.
It says, we've heard it says large type, but it's kind of medium, in between a large 8 volt and a regular. But overall, it'll do the job. Just be careful with your battery.
And one last thing, the gun comes with a Allen key, which is used to take off the flash hider. Right here is a 14 millimeter counterclockwise thread. And yes, so the gun is metal and plastic construction. Oops. The main body of the weapon is polymer. It is ribbed in certain places, like right here, and also on the grip. The gun uses a version 7 gearbox, which apparently, according to Delta 1, is really evil to work on. I wouldn't know, because I'm stupid when it comes to the inner mechanics of airsoft guns. Really cool thing, bolt, right here. Sounds really cool. It even locks back. This works for ours. I'm not sure if it works for everyone else's, but it locks back like this, and hit it, goes forward. Really, really cool. It almost looks like an M1 Garand when it's like this. A very black M1 Garand. Also, there are 20 millimeter rail mounts up here for a scope or a red dot or something. I would recommend using a red dot because the scope, if you get a really good scope, it's going to be kind of hard to see because just the way the magnification works. So now, Delta 1 will tell you about the internals of this gun.
Well, now about the internals. As Freezer said earlier, it is a version 7 gearbox. And version 7 does not use the same gears as a version 3 or a version 2. The hop-up unit is located under here, right there. So if you're in battle, it's not exactly the most friendly hop-up unit in the world, but I wouldn't discourage you, because if you're having to change your hop-up unit in a battle, it's kind of not good. The selector switch is unique. It's right here. When it's up like this, when the little notch is down there, that means it's on semi-auto. Flip it over, and it's on full auto now. Now, moving on. The barrel is doing any sort of work to this gun is not easy at all. On a scale of 1 to 10, on a pain in the butt, on how hard it is to work on this, it'd be a 10. There's so many screws. There's just so much stuff to keep track with. It's just not even fun to work on. Most guns are, like AKs. I can disassemble those quickly. But the overall build construction is great. It has a nice grip, so you're not going to be like this in a battle and be like, oh. But if you're looking for a marksman rifle and you don't exactly want something that's an AK, M4, M16, your standard, you know, all the run-of-the-mill guns, M14, and you want something a little smaller than M14, but you want an M14, this is where your best bet is. It's very accurate. I love it personally. Houses, you can get a large 8 volts in it. So this has been my take and the internals on the M14 from CYMA. It's very good build construction. Really like it.
Thank you, Delta One, for that informative information about the M14. So moving on, I think I want to talk about the sling mounts. The sling mounts are metal. I would definitely trust them. I would not trust the sling that this gun comes with. Is there a sling mount here? Yeah, sling mount here. You would need to get a pretty heavy duty sling for this because it's such a heavy gun. It's over 8 pounds. It weighs almost as much as my JG AUG 3, and this thing doesn't have as much metal as that. There's the scope rails right here. You could also get a scope mount to go up here by the iron sights, so you could have a scope up here instead of like way forward on the gun. It has sights that are very similar to the M1 Garand, and they are very good. The Garand had some really nice iron sights, and they're adjustable. You can move it left to right and up and down. Some of the cons on this weapon: the battery space is kind of small. The battery that it comes with, we already mentioned it's a NiCad, and we don't like NiCads because you have to like discharge them or else they explode. It's also a pretty heavy weapon, so if you're kind of a smaller person, you may not want to be running around with this. He already talked about the fire selector switch being right here. We have semi when it's down and full when it's up. The safety is on the other side of the gun, right here. And this is safety, this is off safety. So
another con to this weapon is it is left-handed. You can if you're left-handed, you can use it, but it's not as friendly as it was right-handed. So if you're left-handed, this gun is still good. You're just gonna have to move a little bit more. It's not that big of a deal.
The pros of this weapon: the weapon is constructed very well. It's all plastic, polymer body, metal. The bolt here sounds really cool. You may need to oil it a little bit. Iron sights are very good. Mag capacity is very good. And Delta One wants to say something.
Another pro is the FPS was pretty consistent at 380 to 390 out of the box, which is really good. So
that's where the Corona video is going to be. The mag capacity, it's very, very, very good.
Also, with the 8 volt, it achieved 600 rounds per minute. Another con, this gun isn't really a good full auto gun. It's kind of slow the way the gearbox is designed. It's not really good for fast rate of fires. So all in all, this is a pretty good marksman rifle. The magazine wobbles actually quite a lot, but I wouldn't be running and gunning with this. I would say this would be more of a marksman's weapon, going on single shot, because of the tight groupings and how accurate it is. If you can also get some rail systems for this, even though the rail systems cost like $140, which is like more than the actual gun costs. Which is 120 to 150 plus.
Thank you. So, yeah, I would probably give this gun an 8 or an 8.5. It has some small cons, but it's still a very nice gun, very affordable way to get a marksman rifle on your team.
This has been the review of the SOCOM M14 from CYMA, the CMO-32A. This has been Godsairsofters on Delta One. That's Freezer. Thanks for watching.